Fans of the Horus Heresy, despoiler and assault squads of the Legiones Astartes, and plastic sprues, thank you very much for joining me for a unboxing video and a quick review. I hope you're all well. And what we're looking at today is the latest release in the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness range for the Legiones Astartes. And if you've not already guessed it from the thumbnail, we're looking at this. This is Warhammer Horus Heresy Legiones Astartes melee weapons upgrade set. Wow, at long last it is here. We are in mid-November 2024, and this was featured on the 2023-24 roadmap as a 24 spring release. So this is about 6 months late, but it's here at last. I'll talk a bit more about the tardiness of this arrival later in the video, but what we're going to do first is we're going to actually look at the model. So what this consists of is two identical plastic sprues with a whole cornucopia of Space Marine melee weapon parts. And this kit has been broadly designed to do, well, it's been designed to do a lot of things, but very specifically, we get all the bits you need to do despoiler squads. Yeah, so you put this with the Mark III or the Mark VI, or maybe a future, whatever arm mark they do kit, and you can make plastic despoiler marines. So this addresses the issue in the range that they didn't release these earlier in the life cycle of the game, which was odd, particularly given in Beta Garmin we got the inducti rules, where about half of the legions had despoiler squads. We had a resin version of this, but it was expensive and a lot of people don't like it because it's resin. This kit addresses that. It also has a lot of weapons for doing veteran squads, officers, and there's a whole load of Legion-specific stuff as well. You get all these nice fancy pistols. So Volkite Serpenta, Phobos bolters, Umbra pattern bolt pistols, Tigris pattern bolt pistols, Mark II, Mark IV foreshadowing maybe. You get more plasma pistols if you need them. Volkite Serpentas, that's a good one. And then you get a load of heads. Yeah, and I'm really pleased it's here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the parts, and as I go, I'll share some thoughts on it. We'll take a look at the quality and the details, and then I'll share a few thoughts I have about the timing of the release of this kit, and we'll come back to that at the end. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this. Right, so I'm going to take this shiny wrapper off first. There we go. So quick run over what we get. So you divide by 2 to get what's on each sprue. 4 power axes, 4 power mauls, 2 heavy chainswords, 10 chainswords, and these are the despoiler style ones, 2 sheathed chainswords, 2 Charnville sabers, nice, 2 thunderhammers, double-handed, nice, although thunderhammers aren't technically double-handed, 2 power swords being drawn, very artistic, like this geezer here, this Sons of Horus Assault Marine, 2 power swords, 2 power spears, bit of a unicorn weapon here for Heresy, 4 power fists, 2 left, 2 dexter, 2 sinister, 2 slum bolters, so these are great for veterans and also spicing up your tactical squads and maybe even heavy support squads. 4 lightning claws, which combine with the power fists if you wish to do that. We have 2 auger scanners, 2 melter bombs, 8 hands. This is an excellent addition, so you can make your marines extra tactical. 10 heads in 2 designs. These are really cool. I'm very pleased to see more heads. Let's have a little zoom in on the heads. And then 42 arms. So divide that by 2, you got 21 arms. So you get 10 arms to do the despoiler squad with basic chainswords. By the time you've done weapon options on the despoiler squad, you could probably make most of a despoiler squad with this kit. Yeah, easily. So you get a lot of bits. Oh, pistols as well. 4 Volkite Serpentas, so there's not many of these in plastic, previously available in resin. Then you got Phobos bolt pistols, Mark II, Mark III, armor pattern pistol, Umbras of Mark VI and Mark V, and Tigris of Mark IV, 2 hand flamers and 2 plasma pistols. So some great additions here to the list. Now, one thing with this kit, it's had to be all things to all people. And the reason for that is, how many of these different bolt pistol patterns do you put in? I mean, they could have gone with all of one, which would have been great for someone wanting a particular strong theme of that mark, but they mix them here. So they're only going to do one of these. So I think that's a compromise we've been presented with as customers. Overall, I think, particularly if you've got friends who you game with, you may well be able to trade between you to get more of a particular pattern bolt pistol. We've got the sprues. So, as I said, you get 2 identical sprues, and then you get some instructions. Now, let's see how the instructions work. I'm quite interested to see this. So get an overview of what all the bits are. That gives you some indication on assembly where required. It shows you how to do the double-handed weapons, which makes sense, and tells you the arms required. Of course, you can convert these. Gives you an example of doing a despoiler marine with the Mark 6. Same would apply to Mark 3, and indeed any future tactical armor Mark squad kit they do. They're new heads. I'm very pleased they've done this. There's an increasingly impressive range of plastic heads for the new Heresy Marines, because every kit they're doing with infantry, they're dropping a few more heads in. And now we've got a really, really impressive variety, I think. So yeah, good stuff. There's a couple of war cries, bit of a stern look, Mohican, another guy with respirated this time with some hair, and we've got another grizzled veteran sporting a stately beard. And there's some example of the Mark 6 Assault Marines built with this kit. So yeah, nice to get some instructions. Will the instructions be accurate? I don't know yet. You always have to check with Games Workshop instructions. Well, it does happen with plastic kits, but test fit before you glue. Right, let's start. Gosh, where do you start on this? So the one weapon that requires some assembly is the Volkite Serpentas, and you can see you just need to stick the barrel on the front, which is a common theme to all the plastic Volkites. Then we've got Phobos pattern bolt pistols. Unless I say otherwise, these are all a dead ringer for resin versions that came before. There's slight differences, but in terms of like getting into plastic, but yeah, they're more or less identical. It's Power Fist. The Power Fist that comes with the Mark 6 Tactical Squad, I mean, I don't know if the design's grown on people a bit. They don't like it, but it's a really, really cool Easter egg throwback. And it's actually based on the original artwork for the Power Fist in the weapons section of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. And there's a picture on screen now to show you that. So these are really cool. And a real nod to GW's origins. Plasma Pistol Lightning Claws, which attach to the Power Fist to make a Lightning Claw. Then we have 2 Power Mauls. Now, these are a new design. Those are quite chunky. They look like perhaps what an Astates power maul might be like, given the stature and style of an Astates. The ones that were in resin, they would have been too fragile in plastic, I think. So that's why they've beefed them up. We've got the Charnable Saber. That's nice. Is this the first plastic charnable weapon? Not sure. Leave your observations in the comment section on that. Double-handed chainsword, so good for spoiler squads. Cheap upgrade. Assault squads, I can't remember if assault squads can take them. I think they can. Cheap upgrade. Thunderhammer. This is very much like the previous Thunderhammers in the Prospero box, but now it's 2-handed. There is the slung bolter, which I think looks absolutely awesome. This is a Phobos pattern bolter, and it's on a Mark 6 Marine. So it's mixing it up again. Obviously, you can put the van brace on that from the Mark 3 kit to further Mark 3-fy it. Augury scanner, some hands. I mean, I like this, it's got like a hold, a point, do this, a fist. So like kind of like tactical signals, tactical hand signals, very nice. Melter bombs, Donsler hand, so that's good. So the current one we have is a slung one to go on an equipment belt. Hand flamer. Yeah, very nice. I wonder if that was peeped in the Battle for Beta Garmin. Then we've got some Phobos bolt pistols. This is a new design. That looks nice and chunky. Slightly different to what's come before. It's nice to see them mix things up a bit as well. And they'll probably just come up with a slightly different designation name for it. Then we have all of the despoiler style chainswords. So these are a different design to the ones you get on the Assault Squad. The Mark 6 Assault Squad chainswords are a very classic 40k style chainsword. These are this slightly sophisticated design that came out with the resin despoilers. I'm sure you could mix and match these into Assault Squads if you wished. And I might do that because that's why I bought this mainly. Right, what else we got? We've got the heads. Lovely. Love those. 2 Tigris pattern bolt pistols. And come on, Mark 4. Where are you? We've got power axe. These are similar to the ones that came in the despoiler set, so those are going to be cool. And a power lance, which is awesome. Do like that. Regardless of its in-game use, it's actually quite a decent power weapon in-game in this edition. I bet people will do them just because it looks fun. And then we got all these arms. You get loads and loads of arms. This selection of arms is really adding something to the range. Really good to see these because there's so many modelling opportunities with these arms, as well as obviously making Assault Despoiler Marines characters and mixing things up with tacticals as well. So yeah, do like that. And of course other units. So we've covered everything there. Yeah, I think so. These look really, really good. Oh, Augury Scanner handheld. The previous one we got was slung, so yeah, another new thing. That sticks with the theme of them doing something new with this kit, which I do approve of it. And it shows how you can make something that is faithful to what's come before, while also mixing it up a bit as well. I think that's probably everything we've looked at there. Yeah, I would say it's a great sprue. The bolt pistols, I think, are all held in the left hand. I think they're all left-handed, so what we're not getting here is a possibility to do destroyer assault squads with these. That would require some conversion. Yeah, I think this is an impressive kit. They've done a lot with the sprue estate available because they've only had the budget to do one sprue. It's like, well, how do you get as much variety in and tick as many boxes as you can? I think that's what they did. And by selling it as a doubled up sprue, like they did with the, say, special weapons, tactical support weapons, and heavy weapon sets, it does work. This doesn't tick all the boxes in the Marine Infantry range. There are still some gaps. So, as I said, Destroyer Marines, that would need a weapon sprue, and Seekers and Recon Marines also. Maybe they might do another one of these kits where they include parts to do Destroyers, Seeker Marines, and say Recon Marines. Now that would be a cool set as well. Yeah, very good. And two of these gives you an awful lot of weapon choices, for sure. Detail, as has been common to all the Heresy range, is excellent, so fantastic. What's not to like about this? And I paid £24 for this. I think you can get it a little bit cheaper. It's fairly reasonably priced for the Warhammer range and the life you'll get out of it. So yeah, lots to like here. Great set. I hope they do another one for other infantry squads that aren't yet covered in plastic. Once they do that, then all they'll then be looking to add is additional armor marks. So good. Right, so now I'm going to get my Leaky Cheese Incorporated soapbox out and just have a little opinion vent on the timing of this. So this is now getting into Games Workshop's expectation management, marketing, and general range management. So we're in mid-November 2024. This kit was included on the 23-24 roadmap as a spring 24 release. So on the most generous interpretation of that, it's about 6 months late. And Horus Heresy 1 was released in June 22. So we are not quite 2.5 years down the road, but it's close. Why it's taken them so long to get a one sprue kit out, I do not know. I'm disappointed it's taken them so long to do this. I was disappointed how long it took them to get the Assault Marines out, given the huge splurge of vehicles that came at the start. I mean, I know why they did the vehicles, because they were losing margin on vehicle sales. I think they also saw it as a way to push maximum stuff into plastic quick enough. I get that. But one sprue against the, 20 or 30 they did on the tanks. Why have we had to wait nearly 2.5 years to get this for what are basic troop options in the Legion list? Despoiler Marines and Assault Squads. They're standard troop choices. At the very least, this should have been released at the time of the book, The Siege of Cathonia, because that included the Inducti rules, which was supposed to be the Legion flavour, mass-produced Astartes, and about half of the options for Inducti were despoilers. So I don't know why it's taken Games Workshop this unfathomably long time to get a simple kit out. I don't know. And that is disappointing. And I think stuff like this, it kind of stunts people's army building and enthusiasm for doing stuff. I mean, I've got 20 Assault Marines that I bought when they were released. They've been sat part built in a punnet for 8-9 months now. So I've been waiting for this weapon set to go with it. So yeah, a little vent there, but Games Workshop in the future, get stuff like this out quicker. You're just annoying people being so slow. Right, I'll put the Leaky Cheese Incorporated soapbox away now, and we'll come back to the main body of the review. So those are my thoughts on the Legiones Astartes melee weapons upgrade set. Really pleased with this. Loads of cool parts. It does what it needs to, which gives you despoiler squads, fleshes out the assault squads, does veterans, or adds to veterans, adds to the command squad as well. I've not mentioned the command squad as well. The command squad is benefiting from this as well. You know, it really is a very versatile and useful upgrade set, so I'm very pleased with it. And if this is an indication of what they might do for Recon, Seeker, and Destroyer squads, bring it on. Fantastic. Just don't wait another year, Games Workshop. Please. Thank you. Right, so those are my thoughts on this kit. And now, what are your thoughts? What do you think of this? Is this something you've got? How do you feel about the delay in this being released? Are there bits that you would have liked to have seen on this that they've left out, or what are your just general thoughts? As always, I'll be interested to hear those in the comment section. But other than that, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.